If you've ever taken a sip of Mexican Coca-Cola and thought, why does this taste better? You're not alone. For years, people across the US have sworn that Coca-Cola from Mexico tastes smoother, sweeter, and more refreshing than the version sold in American stores. Some people go out of their way to buy it. Others say it's nostalgia. Some say it's just hype. But here's the thing. This isn't just in people's heads. Today, we're breaking down why Mexican Coke tastes different, what actually separates it from US Coca-Cola, how sugar, packaging, psychology, and history all play a role, and whether Mexican Coke is actually better, or just perceived as better. This is the rise of Mexican Coca-Cola. What is Mexican Coke? Mexican Coca-Cola is exactly what it sounds like. Coca-Cola produced and bottled in Mexico. You'll usually recognize it instantly. Thick glass bottle, classic branding. Often imported and sold individually, usually more expensive than US Coke. In the United States, Coca-Cola is primarily sold in plastic bottles, aluminum cans, fountain syrup, but Mexican Coke is most commonly sold in returnable glass bottles, a packaging style that disappeared from mainstream American shelves decades ago. And while the bottle matters, it's what's inside that started the legend. The sugar difference.
I was just
The
told that
biggest and most
Coca-Cola
talked
from
about difference
Mexico
between
tastes better
Mexican
than the
Coke and
US
US
version.
Coke is the sweetener. US Coca-Cola uses high-fructose corn syrup, HFCS. Mexican Coca-Cola traditionally uses cane sugar. This change happened in the United States in the mid-1980s when Coca-Cola switched from cane sugar to corn syrup because it was cheaper, easier to source domestically, more shelf-stable. High-fructose corn syrup isn't inherently evil, but it does taste different. Cane sugar tends to deliver a cleaner sweetness, faster flavor impact, less lingering aftertaste. Corn syrup, on the other hand, feels heavier, lingers longer on the tongue, can feel slightly thicker. To many people, that difference alone makes Mexican Coke feel more refreshing. But here's the twist. Not all Mexican Coke uses cane sugar anymore. Some modern production has quietly incorporated corn syrup as well, depending on region and export destination. So why do people still swear it tastes better? The power of glass bottles. This is where things get interesting. Glass bottles change the experience in several ways. 1. No flavor. Contamination. Plastic bottles can absorb and release microscopic flavors over time. Glass does not. That means no chemical aftertaste, no flavor leaching, a purer taste. 2. Carbonation feels sharper. Glass holds carbonation better. That means more bite, more fizz, more snap when you drink it. 3. Temperature retention. Glass stays colder longer. So, even if the ingredients were identical, the bottle alone could make Mexican Coke feel superior. Psychology and nostalgia. Taste isn't just chemistry, it's memory. For many people, Mexican Coke feels old school, authentic, less corporate. More real, glass bottles remind people of childhood family gatherings, corner stores, special occasions. Meanwhile, US Coke is everywhere. It's common. It's expected. When something feels rare or imported, our brains assign it higher value. Studies have shown that people enjoy drinks more when they believe they're premium. Packaging changes, perception,
Why do you call it Mexican
context.
Coke? Because you can't get the glass bottle Coke in the US?
And because they make it with sugar instead of high fructose corn
Oh,
syrup.
really? Oh, that's interesting. I never heard about that. So the Coke in the US doesn't have like proper
Alters
sugar?
flavor,
Served in a glass
experience.
bottle. Supposedly, it is significantly better. Cheers. Oh yeah, it's better.
Can taste the difference?
So when you
Yeah.
hear, this one's made with real sugar, your brain already expects it to taste better. And often, it does. Regional water and formulation. Here's something most people never consider. Water matters. Coca-Cola is over 85% water. Different bottling plants use different filtration systems, different mineral balances, different regional water sources.
I don't know what,
Even tiny mineral differences can subtly
without a doubt
affect
better.
taste. Coca-Cola claims their formula is identical worldwide, but the base water composition is not.
Let's try out the
That
Mexico
means
version.
slight
Viva la
flavor
Mexico,
variance,
baby.
slight mouthfeel differences, slight carbonation perception changes. Individually, these differences are tiny.
It is
Together,
night and
they
day.
add up.
It's way more fresh and it has more flavor.
Is Mexican Coke actually healthier? Short answer, no. Cane sugar versus corn syrup doesn't make Mexican Coke healthy. Both are high in sugar, high in calories, low in nutritional value. One bottle of Mexican Coke contains roughly the same sugar load as US Coke.
This is
The
you versus
difference
the
is
guy she
flavor,
tells you
not
not to worry
function.
about.
If
Everyone needs to
anything,
go
the
try this for
smoother taste
themselves.
might make
I'm
it
telling
easier
you,
to
the
drink more
Mexico
of it.
version is way better.
Why it became a cult favorite. Mexican Coke became popular in the US because restaurants preferred glass bottles, cane sugar became a selling point. Consumers craved authentic alternatives. Import novelty boosted demand. It became a symbol of quality over quantity, of old-school soda culture, of resistance to mass-market sameness. What started as a regional import turned into a nationwide obsession. Conclusion. So, does it really taste better? So, does Mexican Coca-Cola actually taste better than US Coke? The honest answer is yes. And no, it's better. Because cane sugar hits differently. Glass bottles enhance flavor. Carbonation feels sharper. Nostalgia amplifies enjoyment. But it's also still Coca-Cola, still sugar heavy, still a product of perception as much as chemistry. In the end, Mexican Coke isn't just a drink, it's an experience. And sometimes, that's all it takes to make something taste better.